the next speaker is absolutely just that. She is an athlete. She is an AFL women's footballer. And I first heard about this girl. It should have been on the TV watching her play football, but I actually heard about her on the news because she was standing up for herself and her rights and speaking her truth. And I thought, damn, what a freaking hero. I got to speak to her. So I reached out and I brought her here for you today. And it's none other than Deni Varnhagen. Is that how I say it? Varnhagen?
Varnhagen, but
Varnhagen.
Varnhagen, yeah.
Varnhagen. I'm terrible.
How are you doing, Andy?
Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm really, really, really proud to have you here. But more than that, I'm proud of who you are and what you've done.
Thanks, Andy, and thanks for having me. It's great to be a part of, so thanks.
It's an absolute pleasure. Now, I'm going to give you the floor in a moment, but did you head to the rallies today?
I did, and I will speak about it a little bit later, but it was amazing to be a part of. It's so good to see the Australian spirit going strong right now.
I love it. It is honestly, like I said, it's a historical moment in our history as Australians, and everyone should be so proud. But I really am proud of you. Clearly, you're a very driven, successful, strong-minded woman that you couldn't be in the position you are with your life and with football if you weren't. But what you've done to sacrifice, not only for you, but really, I've got to say, you're doing it for so many people because people are seeing, you know, who you are, what you stand for, and saying, I can do it too. And so I want to say a big thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And yeah, so many people have reached out to say thanks as well. And I've just been blown away by all the support. So yeah, thanks.
I love it. You're an inspiration. I'm going to give you the floor. Go for it.
All right. Firstly, thank you so much, Andy, for organising this online rally. It's such a fantastic movement, and I hope everyone's finding some hope, gaining some strength and faith back in the world. I'm so grateful to be a part of it, so thank you for having me on. I've got my partner, Jared, here.
Hello, legends.
He's been a great support for me, so I'm having him sit here with me tonight. This is the first time for me speaking at an event like this, so bear with me, and hopefully you will enjoy. I'll go through a little bit about me so you have an idea of my journey so far. A little bit about my football history. So I played a few junior years with the boys when I was younger, as there wasn't a competition for the girls back then. Once I hit a certain age, I was then no longer allowed to play with the boys either. There was no other female competition at the time, so I played soccer and softball instead. I found out that there was a women's competition as I got older, so I started playing women's footy when I was allowed, which was 16 years old. It was open age group, so sometimes I was playing against up to 40-year-olds. So it was a great learning experience, and I had a lot of fun out there. I've made some lifelong friendships and memories from my club football days, so I love getting around the club still. Slowly the competition grew over the years and interest in women's football picked up. And now it's amazing to see all girls teams from grassroots all the way to the professional league. Having the AFLW start back in 2017 really helped the community leagues to grow and gave young girls a dream to work towards. I was drafted in the inaugural year to the Crows, and that was a childhood dream for me as I've grown up supporting them. My parents were pretty chuffed too, as they were big Crows fans as well. I was a part of both premierships in 2017 and 2019. They are achievements I'm really proud of. We should have had another one this year, but unfortunately we weren't good enough on the day, but that's footy. A little bit about my nursing history. So I've been a nurse for 7 years now. I worked as a carer in aged care while I did my studies, and then I worked there for a year as an RN before I started my graduate program at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. I worked on a busy plastics and orthopaedics ward for about 4 years. I learnt many great skills and really love my nursing team there. I've met a lot of amazing nurses throughout my journey so far. One day I was sent relieving to ICU and realised that there was so much more to learn. I was ready to grow more in my career, so I ended up transferring over, and I've been working there for the past 18 months. This experience has been really eye-opening. It's been such a great learning curve. I love working one-on-one with critically ill patients in a fast-paced, critical thinking environment, giving them my full attention whilst learning so much about the human body and how amazing it really is. Every day was such a different experience, and I really enjoyed what I was doing. I soon found out that working in ICU required more from me, and as footy was also asking a lot from me, I decided to transfer into anaesthetics for a better work-life balance while I played out the rest of my footy career, so I could avoid night shifts and weekends, and yeah, it's just so I managed to work full-time shift work for the first 5 seasons. But as I'm getting older now, I needed more time to sort of recover and rest the body, and just needed a better life balance. So I started working at a lovely private day surgery with an amazing team while I still worked casually in ICU because I still loved that environment. I really enjoyed working in theatres and in anaesthetics and learning a whole different world of nursing. We have a really fantastic team down at Glenelg. I finally felt sort of at peace with both my careers and my social and family lives. So it was really distressing when all the mandates came into place and I was watching it all sort of slip away. Unfortunately now I'm not allowed to nurse or play AFLW because of my medical choices. I was good at what I did. I miss going to work, and I really hope things change for the better really soon, because at the end of the day, us nurses love and care for our patients, and we want to get back to doing what we love. I think there's been roughly around 20,000 healthcare workers who have chosen the same path as me across Australia and have had to stop doing what they love, and that's so alarming for our healthcare system, during a pandemic. So since then, I've become an accidental activist and never would have imagined I would be attending rallies to fight for our freedom of medical choices, freedom of speech, movement, and freedom of information. But here I am. We were at the Freedom Rally today in Adelaide, and we had an amazing turnout in little old Adelaide. We had at least 15,000 there, which is massive for us. It was so great to see everyone coming together to fight for our freedoms. Good to see a fantastic diversity of people coming through from all walks of life, whether that's retirees where mandates may not necessarily affect them, but they're not happy with how the world is going, through to families with children. They're the future. They're what we're fighting for, our rights and their rights. And you'll see on my stories that I think they're going to play now. I captured a photo of an ex-Vietnam veteran. So he's fighting this battle again for us. And then I've got a child holding up a sign, and he's fighting this battle from his young life. So, such a diverse amount of people that were there. We've been getting more and more numbers each time as the mandates are slowly affecting more and more groups of people. So that's unfortunate, but it's really uplifting seeing the crowd grow that is pushing back. Our rallies have always been peaceful, inspiring, and refreshing, and hopefully we're at the tipping point where more people start not accepting what is happening and will join the pushback. We need to ask ourselves, what world do we want our children to grow up in? One of fear, lies, and deception? And what are we going to do about it? So we need to be the change. I'm here to raise awareness through this hugely distressing global issue. I'm trying to lead by example that what is happening is not okay, by stepping away from both of my passions that I've worked so hard to get to where I'm at. I hope people will start to question what is happening and start researching for themselves, because what we're seeing on TV is not actually what's happening. I'm not here to tell anyone to do anything. I'm here to encourage freedom of choice and to stop mandating, as having to choose from your job or a medical treatment is not a choice, despite what they're trying to tell us. People have been fighting hard in the background for a long time. More people are waking up and wanting to be a part of this positive movement, which is fantastic. Seeing all the rally footage from Melbourne, New South Wales, and across Australia recently has just been so amazing to see. The unity and love and support which has been shared is a true Aussie spirit. Like Andy said, in Melbourne today, there was over 200,000 people, which is just so incredible. I can't even imagine how good it would have felt to be there and a part of that decent crowd. I mean, we had 15,000 and that felt like massive. So, yeah, well done, Melbourne. Well done, all Australians that are fighting for this. Today is such a huge historical day with freedom rallies happening all over the world, in Canada, Brazil, England, Norway, Chile, Hawaii, Argentina, just to name a few. Italy and France, they've been rallying for months. It really is such a global issue, but great to see so many people working together to push back. And this is the first ever global online freedom rally organised by Andy, and it's such an empowering movement. And I really hope everyone's enjoyed listening to all the amazing speakers so far. I strongly believe that most of us want freedom, and we're just going about it in different ways. A lot of people have chosen to take that inoculation because they want to be able to travel, they want to go to the movies, go to the pub, as they were told that they'll be able to do all of those things once they comply. They didn't get it for medical reasons, which is so wrong. They simply just wanted their freedoms back. It's really sad for those people that have done what they've been asked of and yet still have restrictions. People have blindly trusted the government and trusted the process, but we've been let down. The goalposts from the government are continually changing, and if you don't trust what they're saying, then we're labelled as right-wing extremists. But it's actually their untruths that have lost our trust. Then there's the group of people that have had no choice because their livelihood was at stake. They've been told that they can no longer do their jobs because of a medical choice. Unfortunately, lots of those people have families they need to provide for and believe it's the only way forward for them. My best mate had to have it yesterday, otherwise she would have lost her job. She's just devastated. And, tell me, how is that informed choice? Those are the groups of people that I believe will slowly start to join our movement, and we will be stronger in numbers. Whether you've had it or you haven't, we should all still be standing together to claim back our basic human rights. It is more important than ever to stick together during these times. There's some really exciting things happening behind the scenes. I'd like to give you a heads up that there's a really positive movement going live on Monday the 22nd. I'm a part of it, and there are lots of amazing people a part of it as well. And I'm really excited for it, and I hope it continues to inspire, bring hope, share the love, and let people know that they're not alone. So watch this space. I can't go into any more than that. I'd just like to take the chance to thank everyone for their messages of support. This past sort of month for me has been the roughest time of my life. And sort of when everything came out in the media, initially I was so distressed that my medical choices were being broadcast across Australia. And I was so worried how that would be perceived in the community and scared for the potential backlash. But it's actually been really positive since it's all come out, other than losing my jobs. I've received hundreds and hundreds of messages of support from healthcare workers all across Australia, and many other Australians wanting to send me some love. So I'm so grateful for them. I've even been contacted by people from the UK, America, Brazil, and Fiji. So to see that this issue is reaching so many people around the world really affirms my beliefs that I know I'm doing the right thing. This is such an important issue that we need to stand up for. I'm so grateful for everyone who has reached out, because it confirmed that I wasn't alone and that there were so many others that felt the same. It really helped me through such a difficult time, and it's continuing to do so. I'm still receiving messages of love and support, and I'm still trying to get back to everyone. So apologies if I haven't replied yet. So yeah, thanks so much to everyone out there. That's what we need to do. We need to share the love and support each other, because it certainly makes a difference to know that you're not alone during these times. My final comments to you are, let's be on the right side of history and know that we did all we could to create a better a better world to live in for ourselves and our future generations to come. One without prejudice, fear, discrimination, segregation, bullying, media manipulation, lies and deception. We are not alone. We have support. Find and associate yourself with like-minded people. There's lots of groups on Telegram you can tap into to feel the love and find your support network that is not censored. Be a part of the change and stand up. Others will join you. People want to be accepted. So when they know that they aren't alone in their views, they will feel empowered to join this movement. And people power is what we need. We are stronger together. So let's continue to be brave and keep pushing back on what is not okay. I'm sending lots of love and strength to everyone listening today and all the other speakers. And I want you to know that it's going to be okay. So thanks for listening.
And it absolutely will be because of people like you, Deni. Again, it is so good to see someone at your level in what you do have the clout and the courage, the bravery to stand in your truth and sacrifice everything. I don't think people realize how much energy, how much courage that actually takes. And as I mentioned, I'm going to stop blowing smoke at you, but you've done such an amazing job, and I just got to give you so much respect for it.
Well, thank you, Andy. But thank you for organising this and getting all of our speakers together on the one platform to share our message and share our stories and get more word out there, because that's what we need, more positive energy getting out there to everyone.
So true, so true. But as you've mentioned, I feel and I see the change. I just can't get over this historic day, not only in Australia, but the world. As you've mentioned, you've rattled off all the countries that are going through what we're going through and standing up right here, right now, to take their freedoms back and to understand what their civil rights are. I mean, it's a really exciting time. And I'm just so proud of everyone for standing in their truth and fighting the good fight. What is the energy like in Adelaide at the moment? Are you seeing the division, or is more and more people just saying, no, enough is enough?
There's definitely lots of division. So, that's really disappointing to see. So, but I found, in the last sort of few weeks that people are slowly wanting to know more. When initially people were sort of, nah, this is my view and that's it. But now people are willing to, watch some videos and, try and learn a little bit more and not be so sort of steadfast in their original view. So I feel like that it is changing positively, and it just goes to show that our rally today, like I was at our one a month ago, and I think there was like roughly 3,000 or 4,000 people there, although the media said a couple hundred. So, but then just today, like we've, nearly quadrupled that. So, and we are a little bit behind in Adelaide. So, I expect those numbers to keep growing, especially now they're seeing how amazing the rest of Australia is doing. And, it's not a small minority of people. This is huge. This is happening all across the world. And, yeah, I feel really positive that things are going to, keep improving. Yeah.
It's so true. And funny you say that. I literally was just on Instagram, Channel 9 posted thousands of people march in Melbourne. And you've got over 400,000 people marching, and you're still going to say thousands of people. And it just cracks me up. But thank God for the independent media and the guys on the street. Again, Real Rushkan just messaged me. He's speaking tomorrow. He's been such a powerhouse down there. Avi, all these other guys. I mean, you've got Counterculture News in Brisbane, etc. Hasn't it been amazing to see the independent individuals and media outlets step up and share the truth? Because without it, we would have been blinded by this nonsense that we've been seeing the last 2 years.
Yeah, completely. And I think the people that are reporting on the truths, they're gaining the respect and they're building their momentum and getting more of a following. And then you've got our other sort of mainstream media that are clearly not telling the truth. Like over 200,000 people in Melbourne, and they're going to report a few thousand when everyone knows that's wrong. So that's just one lie that they're saying to us, and I think that's just going to open minds to think, well, what else is misleading information? And we get in trouble, saying that we're misleading information, but it's not us that's doing that.
Exactly right. And surely by now, majority of people can see it. What's happened today, though, cannot be ignored. Australians now cannot be ignored. We are not the minority. It is huge amounts of people that just want reasonable things. I need to keep saying this because I don't feel like anything I've said from the start or anything we are saying as a collective here has been unreasonable. We want a democratic process enshrined in place, making sure that it's followed and sacred. We want to make sure that the liberties that we deserve and have been fought for are again sacred and not violated whatsoever. We want to make sure, again, relating to your nursing background, that the medical ethics and standards are respected and upheld at all times, emergency or no emergency. It's been really disappointing to see the ethics side of the medical industry be sabotaged in the way that it has and really let down. Again, you'll know this more than most, how much of the ethics have been dismissed in regards to where there is risk, there must be consent, etc. All of the simple laws and code that makes so much sense and has protected us for so long has been dismissed. When you saw that happening, knowing it so well, what stirred in you? What did you think? Was that one of the things that sort of set you off initially?
Yeah, so I think it's hard. I can't really talk too much about my experiences in hospital. I've already got a warning next to my name, so which I'm dealing with currently. So that
I'm sure you've got plenty across all your avenues.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was just small things that you started to sort of realize, and then it makes you sort of research further into things, and then you've opened a whole can of worms that is just a whole other narrative than what is being played to us. So yeah, it was my experiences at work that really led to me digging further into finding out more. And then, yeah, so what I was seeing at work, that, things weren't lining up. Yeah, I can't really say too much more, but yeah, it was my work experience that led me into wanting to find out more. Yeah.
Look, I think you've said enough with what you've just said, and we'll 100% respect that position because you've put enough on the line for everybody. Again, not only one career, but two careers you're sacrificing right now. So again, everybody watching, we don't have an excuse. We do not have an excuse to be silent. We do not have an excuse to sit on our hands anymore. Complacency got us here. It will not get us out. And Deni, you are the opposite of complacent. You are a freaking warrior. And I really do appreciate you. I want to say a big thank you on behalf of me, Australia, everybody watching the Global Freedom Rally. Thank you so much for sharing your passion, your wisdom, and also your story.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for having me on and letting me share my story. I really appreciate your time. So thank you. And good luck
Deni,
for the rest of it. I'll be watching.
Awesome. I'm so glad you will. Thank you so much, Deni.
All right. See ya.
See you later. Epic people. What a phenomenal human and what an inspiration. With all this aside, she's an inspiration. She's a nurse. She's a female AFL football player. Clearly very determined, very smart, very savvy. But then now to risk it all and to sacrifice two careers to stand in her truth. She's seen behind the curtain in hospital. She clearly has the understanding and intelligence to make great decisions. And I respect her so much for how she stood up, not only to the individuals and the authorities in the career that she's in, both of them, but also to the media and the critics out there. Because when you are thrown into the spotlight, when you are criticized in the spotlight, not only in your local area, but nationally, it's a whole different ballgame, guys. So we've got to shine some light on that for Deni. She's done such a phenomenal job, and I'm really, really proud of her.